Hey YouTube, you're all DM here. I wanted to talk today about magic and how powerful it is. So, a man rasps an incantation in like an ancient language. Fire lights up in his eyes, and he roars the last words of the spell, and fire forms into an orb in front of him. And he points his fingers in an arcane pattern, and the orb flies across the battlefield. It impacts with a regiment of goblins, and it sears their skin and kills them instantly. An elf whispers the words to a spell that he knows or she knows, and immediately becomes completely invisible and is able to sneak past a cadre of well-trained elite guards, totally undetected. These are powers that are completely ridiculous for normal humans to imagine. Um, if you give it some thought, like a 20th level wizard, if you're an empire and you have one 20th level wizard, you basically have a nuclear bomb. That wizard is capable of stopping time, of granting wishes, of raining down showers of meteors. That person is incredibly powerful in the world. Um, and like that's a power that mortals can't really comprehend. It's not comparable to a fighter who's level 20 who is able to, swing a sword really, really good, but it's not the same. It's not, bending the laws of physics. Um, I'm not a fan of Vancian magic, which is the system they use in D&D, where you learn a bunch of spells and you can cast them until you're tired, and then you have to go to bed and sleep and get them back. That doesn't make much sense to me. I think Shadowrun has an excellent magic system. It shows you how powerful magic can be, but also how dangerous. Is you choose the force of your spell, and then you have to resist the drain physically. If you can imagine channeling a lightning bolt and your body holding that energy for a second before you throw it, that is insane. You would explode. So I think that's something that I want to try and do in my games. In 40k, in the Warhammer universe, magic is incredibly powerful, but also incredibly dangerous in that it attracts the attention of these otherworldly monsters, demons, and they might possess you and mutate your flesh, and that's, bad. Um, so the thought that I had was that energy has to come from somewhere, and that somewhere should be you, your health, or somebody else's health. So in the system, the caster would use he'd utilize the force of a living creature to cast magic. It could be himself. It could be slaves that he has for that purpose. It could be enemies that he's stealing the energy from. It could be allies that are willing or unwilling to help him out. So the idea that I had is that to cast a spell, you don't need to memorize it. You just know the spells you know. So you still have spell slots, and you learn that many spells. Then you cast a spell, but there's a cost. You have to pay for the energy you're using. So you take damage equal to 2 times the spell's level, and that's not that much. But then what you do is you can up the damage if you want, as if casting from a higher level, even if you don't have slots for that level. So you pay health that's equal to the spell's level times 2 times the level of the spell you want to use it at. So if you wanted to cast a 3rd level spell at 5th level, you'd pay 30 health for it. So it's 3rd level times 2 times 5th level, so times 5. So 3 times 2 times 5, 30. You'd pay that much health. The health can come from you, as I said. It could come from an enemy or an ally. I'd probably add some spells that allow you to take health from an enemy and hold that as a sort of pool that you can then use to cast spells from. So just another example, if you wanted to cast a 7th level spell at 8th level, it would cost you 112 health. If it was a wizard, that's probably all of your health. So you would really need to be utilizing enemies or slaves and stuff, so you could take that health from them and use it. And I think that's also interesting about that is that it immediately makes arcane spellcasters fearsome, infamous, because they dig into these forbidden energies and they engage in these pretty dodgy practices. I think that makes sense. I'm going to start using that hopefully in my games. I need to figure out those rules. I'm going to talk to some people who are good with mechanics. But something like that I think is really interesting. I'm not a fan of Vancian magic. It really bores me. It seems so arbitrary that somebody who can stop time or can teleport unerringly across different planes of existence just has to have a nap before he can do it again. That just makes no sense to me. So yeah. Let me know what you think about that, this kind of magic system. And if you have any ideas on how to implement it, that'd be great. All right. Thanks for watching.